Welcome to a new game for streaming. This is the Relic First Guardian. I got the early access for this game. Developers decided, or publisher decided to give me an access. And I didn't play it until now. You know, it's summer. I got a lot of things to do outside of gaming and work. So I didn't get to try it at all. Which means this is my first time playing the game. It's a Souls-like. So let's see what it has in store for us. I really dig Souls-likes, but there aren't that many great ones out there. A lot of them fail at the basic stuff. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I thought that it was a Souls-like, but I haven't played the game, so you might be right. It might be Dragon's Dogma 1 style. I don't know. Contact blessing and the power of breathe. The power of breath can be revived. Use item, switch item. Okay. Graphics are terrible. I mean, it's so damn difficult to spot the details, and that's due to upscaling. It's always the same shit. I think this is this Unreal Engine game, because it does look like it. Could be. It's always the same issues with those games. I don't know if developers don't know how to use that engine or the engine sucks in general. Relics are the willpower sealed long ago. When their power awakens, both the bodies of enemies and the very shape of the land crumble. Relic magic has different destructive effects depending on its element. It burns enemies with fire, blah blah blah. Okay. Using it opens forgotten paths. Relic mage is not merely it is a key that opens the way and uncovers the truth. So kind of like Metroidvania, unlocking stuff. Alright. Oof, the popping. Yeah, this is rough to look at, and unfortunately there are no options to change things, as I'll show you in a second. These are the graphical options. There's nothing I can do to change things to look better, you know. I can only change the upscaler, but I don't know what the other one is. X, E, SS. And I can't turn off the upscaling. Looks like someone put some Vaseline smear to Hey, self-destruct. I'm not Russian, but alright, so nice to see. I've been using Rolarian Studios content for months. Thank you, Slavic bastard. No worries, mate. Alright, a bit affecty. I'm Croatian, by the way, but it's fine. I'm not mad at people not knowing that. Doesn't really matter. Alright. Plenty of destructible environments, which is good. I like this. I like when I push enemies into destructible environments, then everything breaks. Kind of dig that. I like that in beat 'em ups. All right, a bit over the top animation. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. This is the bar that fills up the status effect.
Out the door. My brother,
I fucking hate that upscaling.
even at the end. Thank you.
I absolutely despise upscaling.
Until now.
Yup, Gabriel, let's see if it holds.
The father held the door, and the little brother smiled at his sister until the very end. That day, the three of them stood together. And until the last breath, they were still a family.
Dad, I'm heading to the village. Taking little brother with me today. Left some dried fish behind the shed.
Fix the fence with Dad. Sister nagged again.
These things don't really need the voiceover, in my opinion, because when you do the voiceover for these texts,
If we just stay inside.
it bothers me for some reason. I don't know why. It's just a subjective thing, I guess.
But I have to protect my children.
All right, let's move. Oops, accidentally used the healing button. I don't know what's with upscaling and the Unreal Engine, honestly. I despise it. I really despise it. It makes games look like shit whenever you move. Yeah, it looks fantastic when they give you those fake pictures. They are not fake pictures. For example, Crimson Desert is a good example. When you stand still and look in the distance, it looks incredible. It's a 10 out of 10 looking game. As soon as you move, it looks like a 3 out of 10 game when it comes to graphics, not in terms of gameplay and content quality and things like that. And I don't know why this is the new thing that they've decided to go for in gaming. I think it's ruining the gaming, but but it's a good thing also because small developers can use the engine and create their own stuff without having to create their own engine, because I know that's quite a problematic thing for many of whoa. Simply due to finances, it's a big problem for small developers to have to create their own engine. It's impossible for most of them. So having an engine that is accessible does help the smaller studios. But then it's either the engine sucks or developers don't know how to use it. Because there are similar mistakes in every single one of these games that I've played that are on Unreal Engine. The only game that I can recall that looked really good on Unreal Engine 5 is Black Myth Wukong, a game that I absolutely love. Even that game had some issues with texture popping and things like that, but it wasn't to the degree that it would affect the game negatively so much, like in others. In others, it's holy hell. I would prefer a game to look mediocre, but look mediocre in every second. And then for a game to look fantastic when I'm standing still, and then to look like shit when I'm moving. Because the discrepancy between the high quality looking game, a discrepancy when playing one game that looks high quality 3% of the time and then 97% of the time looks mediocre or subpar, it's just it's too big of a discrepancy. I would rather prefer something in between and have the game look like that all the way. Oh yeah, but for Crimson Desert isn't on Unreal, my bad. It's their own engine, my bad there. Okay, let me just see, because I'm missing some. Okay, I know where the guard is, but I'm missing some buttons here. I haven't really paid attention that much. It's difficult to pay attention to little things when streaming. So let's see, operation guide. Okay, relic magic, we know that. Aiming LT, guard is this, and with guard we can use skills. That's good. This is something that Forsaken Realms is missing. The quick use buttons. Change item quick slot. What? Change item quick slot. I don't know what that is. Attack, inventory, okay. Item usage, interact, cancellation, dodge is A. Ah, okay, that's why I didn't want to dodge, because I was pressing the wrong button. Alright, seems simple enough. Someone's yelling at me. Alright, let's see a little bit the thing that I hate the most, which is attack tracking. Okay, this is good. Alright. I like what I see here. Okay, this is good. I'm just testing him to see. Alright. Yeah, camera is sensitive. We need to reduce that. You're right about that. But I have to say, this wasn't bad at all. Animations are good. There's not that much attack tracking. There is some of it when he's charging the attack, which is alright. I'm okay with that. That makes sense. Okay, let's see. This should be the full version. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But I think it is. They gave me the access a month ago, but I couldn't play it back then. So I think it is. I think it is the full version. Let me see. Sensitivity. Okay, let's reduce that a little bit. Or maybe it isn't because it's liking graphic options. So I don't know. I'm not sure. It can no longer be obtained.
Bastard's cart blocked the entrance.
Why not? Strange. Well, by the way, about the Forsaken Realms, I don't think I'll be playing that anymore. I mean, the game isn't particularly good. It's mid at best, and there's no views in it. So I'm waiting for Beast of Reincarnation. I've applied for the key for that, and I would really like to see. It seems like an interesting game from the little bits that I've seen, but I don't like watching trailers. I don't like to spoil my surprise when playing a game. I like to keep expectations at bay without reading any news, watching trailers and things like that, as much as possible. Alright, let's try to test them out a little bit, see how we move. Oh, whoa, what the hell was that? I like the screams when they die.
He never let go of the load. Its weight became a weapon, and the door never closed. What he clung to wasn't life, but value, and that value was paid for in countless lives.
Okay, can I open this, or do I need to listen? Yeah, see, that's the problem. Just give me a text, or I'll read it and that's fine. What did I gain? Some gold. Yeah, I love the screams, and especially, I don't know if this is specific for burn victims and for the burning status effect, but it would be cool if it is, if every status effect has specific screams. I think that would be really nice. But yeah, the graphics are... This might not be the full release. I think this isn't the full release.
People who want to live. But those bastards, they don't care who we are.
Never pre-order, mate. Never. Especially not the deluxe editions. Deluxe editions are the biggest scam
They didn't just burn the
in...
village.
You're 2 out of 2 of making bad decisions for games. Pre-ordering and the deluxe edition.
Over the hill near the old mines, I saw a blue light rising. The looters rushed toward it like it was treasure. Whatever they think it is, just don't go near it. That's where they went.
It creates bad practices that the companies are then using to release unfinished games and to cut the content from the final versions and then selling it through, or either selling it or holding it hostage for pre-orders and other editions, which isn't really fair. Looter Chronicles. Okay, I gotta look at the items. I don't know these items that I'm looting. Okay, so we have health, stamina, attack power, defense, critical chance, critical multiple fire, and then resistances. Okay, these are the stats that I see currently. I haven't really checked these these inventories and the tabs, so I don't know what's going on here. And Eden's wine. This wine renowned as a specialty of Eden's and referred to as blessing from the gods, offer restorative properties when consumed, gradually recovering health over time. Aha, okay, gradually recovering health over time, that's fine. Materials, nothing yet. Weapons, Oath of the Last Ember. Effect, reduces stamina consumption by 40% when blocking enemy attacks. Reduces stamina consumption by 40% when blocking enemy attacks. So basically the block takes less stamina from what I remember, from what I think this means. Or maybe it activates a reduced consumption buff. Increases max HP by 80, reduces incoming damage by 15. God damn, these are good passives. Alright. So I'm looking at what? Do I need to open these doors? No. Sorry, I'm incredibly confused when playing games for the first time on stream, especially when I start them on stream. It's just too much of information overwhelm. I guess there's nothing there. Okay. So far, I'm really surprised with combat. I don't like this attack. I think this attack is stupid. They need to remove that. I could always cancel my pre-order if the reviews suck, so I have a safety net. But then again, you need to know the reviewer. You need to trust the reviews, which is also a double-edged sword. You gotta know your reviewers and who you can trust. I'm sure there are many of them online. And if they can get it earlier, sure, but if they don't get the game earlier, then you're stuck with the pre-order, mate. And the deluxe editions are just cutting content from the full game and then selling it for more of for the increased price. That's it, nothing more, nothing less. Deluxe editions are a scam. No doubt about that. But it's fine if you operate under if your way to Jesus Christ, start talking English, you dumb. Okay. If your way of things is doing that you pre-order the game and then cancel the pre-order if the reviews suck, then what's the point of pre-ordering in the first place? Unless you are pre-ordering a deluxe collector's edition that has limited, that are very few available and that have special content, physical content. Shit, I'm constantly pressing the wrong button for... Oh, okay. Gotta get used to A being the dodge. I can't get used to it. Pre-ordering in digital age is pointless. Unless there's a game coming like GTA 6 where a lot of people are going to want physical editions. Now, if the physical edition is even worth it is the question itself. What does it offer? If the physical disc... does the physical disc require internet to activate? Can the game be played simply from the physical disc? There are many things that need to be considered if it's even worth buying a physical edition at this day and age. For some games it is, because if you can play the game by simply inserting it and play it, then yeah, it's definitely worth it. But there's plenty of physical copies around, usually for games like Relic the First Guardian or Beast of Reincarnation, games like those. So if they have physical copies, of course. So there's no need for pre-order. You're gonna get your copy. And even if you can't keep it in your pants for a certain amount of time, you have always the digital option. So the end point of it all is that pre-ordering is pointless. Is there an option to turn off camera shake? Let's see. I think usually there is an option to turn camera shake in games like these. Should be. General setting. I don't see it. But as I said, I don't think this is the full version of the game. I got the access to the game. I don't know the extent of it, but I think it has like 15 bosses, something like that in this preview version. I don't think this is the full version yet. I don't know. I've asked the people that gave me the key, so I'm still waiting for the response. Blood of the Dawnwalker. That game looks so mid to me from what I've seen. But seeing and playing and experiencing it are two different things. I just don't trust any studios today, especially not new studios. I don't trust anyone, to be honest. Because things change. Development studios change over time. New fresh blood comes in, and currently whatever the fresh blood is able to create sucks at the moment, because they are ruining with their ideologies. They're ruining the writing of games with their ideologies. Stupid fucking brain dead moronic wokeness and political correctness and bullshit like that is destroying the writing in games and destroying the characters, and it's affecting the games negatively. And unfortunately, these are simply the things that we can expect from new developers, especially especially Western developers, because they're so blood indoctrinated from the universities in that horrible, unfair. Whoa, cool. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing in terms of why sometimes I stagger the enemy and sometimes I kind of counter them. I don't know why. Anyway, my point is that they don't know the different life, the different ways of thinking. They are indoctrinated so much into their dumbass wokeness that they need to implement it into gaming. And then you have the investors that are pushing the same ideology, and they want those types of developers to work on their games, and that creates a terrible culture of ideological writing that just doesn't fit gaming at all, and especially not woke writing, which is fucking shit. I mean, look at Rockstar. I wanted to do a video on Rockstar and what they did. I've heard that they went back and they decided to, on digital versions of their GTA games, to remove some of the jokes that would be considered phobic for the modern audience. I mean, typical thing that communists and fascists did throughout the history. They rewrite things so that it fits their goddamn ideology. They changed the history, I know the history is subjective, but they change it so that it fits their narrative. I mean, fucking sickening, man, that still exists today. Just pisses me off. Everything is politicized today. Just pisses me the fuck off. And people are stupid enough to be into it. Because they don't realize that they're being fucking played. Like idiots. By one and the other, by both sides, but not both, every single side that there is. They're all just fucking selfish, nepotistic narcissists, nothing else.
If someone knocks.
And now the gaming suffers from that as well. I mean, thank you, I guess.
Door open. We couldn't say a word.
Hi, Laska. Sorry, got a bit political, but I'm just sick of it. I still have to research that about Rockstar, and if that's true, I'm gonna fucking tear them a new one in the video. Okay, this was a lot of attack tracking in the... Oh, this is the first attack tracking that I didn't like in the game so far, which is a good sign. You've seen how he jumped, I've missed, and then he just turned to a lock-on target to hit it in midair. That's the type of attack tracking I despise, and that's something Lords of the Fallen does a lot. That's one of their biggest mistakes. That's why Lord of the Fallen combat was never good, and it never will be good. And I don't care what anyone else says, they tried to fix that combat for 2 years after the original release, constantly doing updates, which I respect, because even developers acknowledge that their combat is not good. But no, I had debates in comment section, people claiming that Lords of the Fallen combat is great, it's fantastic. Yeah, why they're fixing it all the goddamn time? I mean, what are you talking about? Can't get used to A being a fucking dodge. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this is by the way a game made by South Koreans, which can be seen from some of the... When you play Eastern third-person games, they kind of have the same thing going throughout, for most of them. The Relic power opinion is not simple. I'm going to get back to my thought in a second. It's supported to awakens the sensation, blah blah. Through this power, the Guardian recalls the skills once forgotten and regains the strength that was lost long ago. Use skill, okay. I don't know what that is referring to. They always have a certain way of making attacks not impactful. It has lots of effects, but the hit feedback is quite weak. Not when it comes to Souls games, when it comes to Dark Souls, even though even there it's visible sometimes. But I think you know what I mean.
Somebody please help us. Damn these bastards.
Oh, what the hell?
Stay right behind me.
So this is good, for example. This is good. This was good. It had a lot of hit feedback. So maybe I'm wrong about this game. I just had that one specific attack that for some reason it didn't connect, or it didn't look like it connected. Kind of got used to that with the Eastern developers, but this game, I have to admit,
Thank you so much.
combat seems solid so far.
Malcolm. I'm a traveling merchant, and this is my daughter, Ellen. Say hello, Ellen.
The biggest problem currently are the graphics, without a doubt. But they will definitely fix that, or at least give us options for the full release.
Everywhere they show up, villages.
Yes, I think I've reacted to the... Yes, exactly. It seems like a big step up from the first game. But the first thing I've noticed is much less attack tracking. Something that I was
Say he's killed everyone in the surrounding
screaming
villages.
at the sky for them to finally fix that shit.
Taking my daughter would be too reckless. If you plan to keep going, please be careful. May Tavele always watch over you.
Alright, so what did we get from this interaction except some money? So it's some kind of a merchant, but no, fuck, wrong button. Well, see, tracking for skills is different. If skills are fast, then tracking for skills is not that big of a deal, but you need to still implement it in a way that it doesn't affect the rhythm of the game. If you're, for example, having a slower paced game, for example, Elden Ring, in my opinion, having those activated skills, I forgot what the name is. I think that was a mistake. Because, first of all, From Software never really upgraded their animations. Their animations still suck for the most part, but their hit feedback is really good. And the way those skills play out, it's a predefined movement that has also tons of tracking, and it's just, I don't know, feels cheap. Plays out cheap from what I've played, from what I remember. It just didn't work that well. In games that want to focus more on a heavy style combat, forget about skills. We don't need skills. Just give us combos, give us attacks, give us ways to use simple attacks. Because in heavier combat, more realistic combat style, smaller attacks make for a much more realistic and immersive fight. Like for example, simple shield bash. Shield bash doesn't need to be a special technique. Add it into a combat when having a weapon and a shield. So combining those things makes combat more immersive and plays better overall. I don't think those techniques added much in Elden Ring because it created a completely different dynamic inside the combat, where you would do a predefined attack that could be interrupted most of the time, and it also had a lot of tracking. So it just, From Software is one of the best studios when it comes to tracking attacks, especially first 3 Dark Souls games. They have such a good combat framework. People underestimate them because they have some sucky animations, especially backstab animations. But the way From Software does combat framework is phenomenal. Those small things, how they wield, how they throw the attacks, how the enemies throw the attacks, and when the attack tracks and when it doesn't track, and when it stops tracking, when it continues tracking. It depends in which state the attack is. There's just so many ways that they've added mini animations and mini things inside the combat framework of every attack. And to me, that is quite impressive. A lot of developers think it's easier to do Souls-like combat. It's not. It's one of the toughest things to do. It's easier to do something like Devil May Cry, which I adore. Why do I think it's easier to do that? Because you don't have to pay attention to small things as much. That's floaty combat. But in a game like this, for example, Neo is a great example. Even though it does have a lot of tracking, those dojo missions, you see the combat framework of Neo. It's impressive what they do. You can truly enjoy each encounter. Of course, they have insanely tuned, not tuned, but insanely overdone damage numbers, which is a mistake for a game like Neo, in my opinion. I think the whole Diablo-esque type part of Neo is a big mistake. I think the game could have been much better if... Well, they couldn't, because Team Ninja can't write anything. They couldn't write their way out of a fucking toilet. So, but when it comes to the combat, they are superb because of the combat framework. And a lot of developers, especially indie developers, wanted to create a Souls-like because they see stamina. Oh, it's just a simple stamina-based system, but it's not. The amount of movement, the amount of frames that you need to pay attention to because of the heavier and slower style combat to make it look immersive, to make it play more realistic in a way, so that it fits the whole dynamic and the rhythm of combat, is incredibly difficult to do. Especially if you had skills that have attack tracking, like we discussed earlier. Then it becomes truly a difficult task. You can always make combos in games. That's the easier part. But to make attacks have so many details into when the attack can hit you, how precise is your dodge and does it affect that, how much tracking is involved into attack so that your dodge makes sense, or when is your dodge invalidated, at what point during the enemy's attack. So there's a lot of things that go into it. And I think a lot of people underestimate From Software in that regard. They see outdated animations, which I absolutely agree that they are, and the incredibly sucky backstab animations and counter stab animations when you do the riposte. And it's Jesus, those animations, fucking, I have PTSD from those animations. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, whoa. Oh, what is a new attack from me? Yeah, but I don't have any skills yet, do I? True, but it is using the 2009 Demon Souls combat structure. They spent a decade polishing the simple combat. Exactly. They spent polishing the small things, and that's why their combat is so damn good and can be constantly played. A lot of other... You know which game had a good combat, which was a Souls-like type combat? But it wasn't as heavy, it was more floaty and fast. Thymesia, I think that's the name of the game. It had really good combat, but it was a different way of utilizing Souls-like combat. It was much faster, but it was kind of precise, well made in a certain way, in a specific way, really. Let me just see if I have any skills. No, I don't. Because they were telling me something about skills, I don't know. You see some AI assets. I'm bad at that, mate. So if you do post what you see. Look at the symbol on the left now. You mean next to Forest of Faded Fog? That is so AI, is it? Alright, I mean, you're the artist, mate, I believe you. I'm just so bad at it, I can't really... Yeah, good deflect animation, you're right. They really did a good job with that. And it worked.
Isn't blocked yet.
There's a lot of screaming in this game and it makes sense, kind of creates an atmosphere. It's not annoying, at least not yet. It's definitely in the distance, you can hear things. Yeah, it creates quite an interesting atmosphere. Not saying you're hating, mate. All good. You just made an observation, that's fine. Don't need to explain it to me, mate, I know. I know the objective observation, fucking hell, I can't even master the basic English and now I'm trying to think of new words. Observant.
Their screams were the dart of our feet.
Crumpled note in it.
Yeah, these days everyone assumes if you have noticed something or have an opinion, it's either obsession or hate, lol. Not you, but I got in a habit of over-explaining. Yeah, mate, I always go into debates with people to explain, okay, just why would you think that I'm hating or... I mean, really... I don't know which game can you accuse me of hating, to be honest. People will say Neo, really? Then they just are not hearing what I'm saying about the game. But it's fine. That's unfortunately... Well, it's not fine, but that's the world we live in. Overly politicized, overly emotional world where discussion and due process is not relevant anymore. And facts and analyzing things. Just fucking sell the emotion. Sell the emotion. Sell, sell, sell. It's fine if someone likes that. There are plenty of channels that do that. It's good that we have options. That's the best part of it. That's the best part of the modern way of life. Options. It's not just one way. And that's a good thing. Well, mate, you're in a specific situation. I mean, you're in the middle of the war, so... I can't even fathom to imagine what the hell is going on. I mean, I went through war, but it was a long time when I was a kid, so I didn't really... And my dad was in it, so I didn't really figure it out as a kid. I was too young to understand that. But damn, nowadays it will be a different story. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, mate. At least you've created the good situation out of the bad situation. So there's that. Not much more you can do.
The moment you drew your blade against you dug your own grave.
Okay. Are these some new combos? Because I'm seeing new attacks popping up. Let's see. Now he's doing that attack. Why? No, okay, this is normal. Aha, okay, I got it. It's a full combo of 6 attacks. Okay. Dried meat. So where am I?
You'll pay the same price in your life.
What is the... It's weird because I currently don't have any skills, so I can't really use them. But in a game like this, skills could be really nice because it's not heavy combat, it's not heavy combat. It allows for freedom of movement in a way that it looks fast, you know. It's not just a slow-paced movement. But it's a good combination so far from what I've seen. Limited so far in some ways, but it's the beginning, so I'm not expecting much here. But I'm really happy with the combat framework so far. It seems like they've made an effort, a lot of it. We'll see when the bosses come. That's going to be the biggest test of the whole combat framework. Is there an inventory system? Yeah, there is. I'll show you. This is what it looks like so far. I don't have much. I don't have anything. Basically, equip consumables. What is dried meat? Gradually restores health over a certain period. All right. What does this do? Gradually recovering health over time. Yeah, I don't see. Now, look. Here is the. Oh, whoa, dagger. We can play with daggers. Nice. So we got relic magic and we got things here that we can unlock. Is it a simple system? Let's see. It kinda is. It reduces cooldown of dagger skills, increases maximum stamina, plants a toxic trap beneath your feet that detonates after a short delay, unleashing a little explosion. Alright, killing intent delivers a little kick packed with murderous intent, sending the enemy reeling. Then follows up with a brutal downward slash. Okay. I mean, there is something to play with, without a doubt. Can we wield dual daggers? Because that would be cool. I love weapon and shield and dual dagger playstyle. Those are my favorite. Longsword. So this is, I guess, wait, what's the difference between a two-handed weapon and a longsword? So longsword is a... Okay. But there are some things to play around with, I guess. Special abilities. Relic magic is simple. I guess we just unlock different types of magics. Or maybe there's something advanced later on. That's a battle stuff as well. Alright, there are options. Not in terms of skills. It's quite linear in terms of skills. Well, not linear. There are options, branching options, things like that. But there are options in terms of playstyles, it seems. Alright. Yeah, no worries. Anyone wants to know something, feel free to ask. If I know if I can help in any way, I'll try. Do my best.
If you pass through this way...
The blood and fear. That's our mark.
Oh shit. That was a mistake on my part. I still have to... Damn. Shit, I lost the stamina. I don't see the stamina meter on the enemy.
I am Adam, a mill worker. Beside me, Burton, a fisherman.
That was a funny scream. I don't know, maybe I'm sick in the head, but that was a bit funny. We should be nearing a boss fight, I think. I mean, it would make sense. There's a big boss inside this village. Question is, where the hell is he? I've explored a lot of the area. By now... Is this the starting? Yeah, this is the start. Alright, let's see. If I go forward, I don't see anything on the mini-map. Where the... Aha, okay, it says over there. Something that we need to do over there. I'll just use this because I need to reset the progress. I gotta rest up simply because I don't have any more healing potions. So yeah, this is definitely a Souls-like game without a doubt. Uses the same principles, but it does play a little bit like something like Dynasty Warriors in a way. Not really Dynasty Warriors, but it has that Eastern style of combat a little bit. Interesting combination. It does resemble a bit of to Timesia's combat style, but not with deflection. I haven't seen any options to deflect yet. Now I don't have the minimap anymore, so I don't know where to go. That sucks. Oh, so not everyone did respawn. Interesting. Oh, here we are. Okay, got it. Yeah, true. We haven't seen a single person except enemies. Oh, here we go, boss. Cheers, mate.
What brings you there? Jack Wick. Today's your time.
Oh, come on. What's that reach?
I like the sound of terror.
Dodge goes way too much to the side. It actually creates a disadvantage because I can't keep close to the enemy. Oh shit, burn is really doing nasty damage. Yeah, the jump in attack sucks. They need to do something about it. It's way too long. So far, in this brief encounter, is there a counter to the red attack? None that I know of yet. So far, I'm not mad at the boss fight at all. Again, when will the developers of Souls games stop fucking putting bonfires and checkpoints away from the boss arenas? I hate that shit. What the hell is the point of that? Oh, my bad. I shat in my mouth. Alright, but the good on developers, thank you. Thank you for understanding that simple thing of not annoying the players for no reason at all. So thank you for that, developers. My bad, I apologize. I got the game earlier, but this isn't the full version, I think.
What brings you there?
Branko. That's actually a Slavic name. My name is Marko, by the way, which is similar to Branko, so... Damn. I can't tell you anything, and I will never tell anyone is the game worth buying, because that's an extremely subjective concept that I don't want to get into. I can only say how the game is, and then people can decide on for themselves if it's worth buying. Yeah, I don't know why they romanticize those stuff. Is it worth buying? I can't say. I haven't played the game enough to be able to. I will have the early review on the channel after a couple of days when I played the game extensively. But I can't really say anything at this point. This is only the first boss, and it would be unfair to give any sort of judgment. But so far, combat seems really solid. Fucking hell. Let's see his attacks. I like this when he, considering that he's got a big ass weapon, when I block it, he pushes me back, which is cool.
I like the sound of flesh better. Pray to. Maybe it'll hurt less when your god rips you apart.
Very interesting name choice for the boss, Branko, considering they are South Koreans. Branko is relatively common name in Croatia.
What brings you here? Death wish? Good. Today's your turn.
Now, jebem ti mater. Still can't get to the grips with the attack cancel. Gotta work on that. I'm not even sure there is an attack cancel, but only through a couple of frames, I think. Not really through the entire attack. Let's see. No, not that. Fucking idiot. No, again, wrong button. Yeah, there's no attack cancel. Okay, there is attack cancel with the dodge, but there isn't attack cancel with the block. Okay, got it. That's an important information. Can you time your attacks with the boss? I don't know. I don't know, mate. I haven't really noticed anything special happening when you time the attacks, like in Wuchang. Wuchang was a solid Souls-like.
What brings you here? Death wish? Good. Today's your turn.
For fuck's sake. What's with that attack cancel? Works sometimes. Dodge is... I'm not happy with the dodge in this game. Dodge has... It goes way off into the distance. And it's kinda rigid. I would really like to see them reduce the dodge. Nah, I just haven't played Souls like in a long time, mate. I'm rusty.
Today's your turn.
Oh, what the... Aha, yeah, I lost stamina.
I like the sound of tearing flesh. Pray to. Maybe it'll hurt less when your god rips you apart.
Fucking hell. I don't know yet, Slurp King. This is only the beginning. I haven't even unlocked any skills yet, upgraded the character, really. But I will do the early review on the channel after a couple of days. So far I'm just streaming this, this is the preview version.
What brings you here? Death wish. Good. Today's your turn.
I don't know, there's something with the responsiveness. It's not very responsive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many times I've tried to attack and I didn't attack for some reason.
I like the sound of tearing flesh better. Pray to. Maybe it will hurt less when your god rips you apart. Trying to protect someone. Family. Mate. They all rotted in the fire. All that's left are blade wounds. No more skin.
Yeah, I don't like the arena in this fight. We burn way too easily. It's just not really... I mean, I like the environmental stuff, but not when it's such a close quarters fight, especially with the dodge that doesn't let you dodge only for a small, only through a small distance, only to a small distance. When you have a dodge that only has long travel, it can be a really difficult thing to manage when there's environmental problems. Okay, at this point I should be starting to beat him already. Oh. I don't know if this is a full... I don't think this is the full game. It's a preview version of sorts. That was granted to content creators. Sometimes I'm doing like this. I hit the guy and then I try to dodge and the dodge doesn't, for some reason, doesn't register. I'm having serious issues with unresponsiveness. In a game like this, it's a problem.
Today's your turn.
Yeah, my bad there.
I like the sound of tearing flesh better. Pray to.
Again, tried attacking twice, he did nothing. I don't know what the hell is going on with the gamepad. The first reason that I haven't played the game early, outside of the family stuff and all the other things that I was busy doing, main issue is that I couldn't start the game with the gamepad for some reason. I just couldn't.
What brings you here? Death wish. Today's your turn.
Again, fucking hell, attack when I tell you to. Ugh. hold the attack. You mean charge it? No. Can't do anything like that so far. Maybe that unlocks later. Many new abilities unlock later.
What brings you here? Death wish. Today's your turn.
Oof, there goes the stamina.
I like the sound of tearing flesh better. Pray to. Maybe it'll hurt less when your god rips you apart. To protect someone, family, faith, they all rotted in the fire. All that left a blade. No more screams, no more crying. Now it's your heart that needs to stop. That's how I survived. Tear, burn.
Alright, not so bad after you figure out the dodge and block mechanics. The ancient sealed furnace, when held, hot pulsating heat can be felt, and when thrown at enemies it erupts an explosion engulfing the surroundings. Okay.
I sent the children through the passage. Some cried, others bowed their heads. I picked up a sword, its weight unfamiliar in a priest's hands, but I needed it to protect this door. I held them off, a few at least. But then, he came. He was not like the others. Now, he's trying to break down the door. I leave behind this record.
The one with the blade was smiling. The one who prayed took up a sword. Some protected the children, others the gate, and some just the memory. The flames consumed the village, but the will they left behind still burns.
Okay, we continue from the Screaming Village. Boss fight was okay, there were some weak things about it. Classic, as I said, when you play Eastern games, Eastern action games, they have that certain style, I can't explain it. It's quite... I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it doesn't fit a game like this that well. What did I want to... Ah, yeah, I got something. Shard of the Ember. Reawakens after each rest. Alright. So it's kind of a magic item, I guess. Something that can do some damage. Kind of intrigued about the skills when we unlock new skills and so on. I haven't seen any souls yet that I'm collecting upon killing enemies, but maybe I'm just a moron and I haven't really tried upgrading the character yet. Maybe I should try doing that. Yeah, I'm a moron. I already could have upgraded some stuff from what I see. Menacing strike, a single-handed sword strike that gathers force as if imbued with... You know what, I'll wait for the daggers. I really want to play with the daggers. something sharp and pointy. I do like weapon and shield style, always did. Interesting that I haven't found any new weapons yet.
Once you they gone quiet.
The one thing that I've noticed that was bugging me in that boss fight was managing stamina. It was quite difficult to manage stamina. Not saying that that's a bad thing, but I don't see stamina meter for the enemies. Now clearly there is a stamina meter for the enemies, because when I've blocked, did that perfect block a couple of times, the enemy stumbled. They got staggered. And you could also stagger them by attacking them some more. So I think they do have stamina. I hate when you have stamina and enemies don't. I hate that. To me that's quite cheap and artificial difficulty design, when enemies can just spam. For example, Elden Ring is one of the biggest, how would I put it, the biggest disappointments in that regard, because Dark Souls games had put an importance on managing stamina, even for the bosses. For almost most of the bosses had that problem,
Why my family?
that they needed to manage stamina, and you could utilize stamina to your advantage. But in Elden Ring, bosses just had so much stamina regen and so much stamina in general that it never was an issue for them, especially the later bosses. So that's why I digged more those mini bosses than the later bosses.
I'm so glad to see you. The person who
Later bosses were just cheap aggression all over the place. Not really what Souls games are known for.
As a token of gratitude for saving us last time, how does that? I heard the looters have intensified. In addition, the appearance of Brutals is fortunately Priest Roman the Forest, Priest Egwis, the Wandering Knight Lenin, Brutal Slayer Cornus. They're all famous for their heroic actions and help people praise them. But you seem just my intuition, though. Welcome. You will really.
Okay. Basic stuff.
Please, you're always. Thank you once again for saving us.
The Bellows blessing awakens in response to the touch of the chosen. Once a blessing has been awakened, it becomes your point of return in this land, allowing you to return there at any time via the map. Even if you fall in the battle, the awakened Tibel's blessing will stand with you. Okay, I think we already established that, haven't we?
It's been so long. I never thought I'd see you awaken again. The world is nothing like the one we knew. The great relic was shattered, and from its remains, the void was born. Its influence spread across the continent.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything in its wake.
They do need a revamp on their super armor, poison, boss, stamina gauge, and also backstab and critical hit animations.
Those monsters were created by the void.
Those are just so bad. It just isn't isn't something that we want to see in a game of that reputation.
Remnants of the corrupted relic. Those who sought its power eventually fell to its curse.
Yeah, yeah.
The fragments grant immense strength.
Kazan was a weird one.
There's only one reason you've been brought back.
It had really good combat, but
You must gather the fragments of the great relic.
it was so cheap at the same time in a lot of ways, especially with the tech tracking. I think I've done one video where I've specifically pointed to the problems. And of course, most people didn't understand what I was talking about, and they just pointed, "Ah, you suck. You don't know how to play." Okay, whatever.
Become powerful.
That's the usual thing when the game is supposed to be difficult, and you point out the mistakes that the game does, because you want the game to be better, and then people tend to, "Ah, you just suck."
Your journey. Your first task is
What the hell does attack tracking have to do with sucking?
faded mistwood. I can sense. Be careful every time you return to the camp. I'll be here waiting for you. I
Oh,
hope
Bloodborne.
one day you'll understand why I brought you back.
Find the fragment of the great relic in the faded mist forest. Faded mist forest. Okay, I need to. And here we have a classic blacksmith, which is fine.
So,
Just wish they
here you
would
are.
stop crying and screaming, for fuck's sake. They're starting to annoy me.
The truth is,
And what's with these 3 dots?
these hands once forged.
Aha, those 3 dots, I think that's a mistake. I think those 3 dots should be down in the conversation. I mean, on the ground level,
enough strikes
not
of the hammer
in air.
eventually shape into something
Because it looks like the letters are missing when it's when the 3 dots in the subtitles are in the middle like this. If I couldn't save my daughter, it's like it's like they are masking a swear word or something like that.
unbreakable.
But I guess it's just a bug, nothing more. Alright, let's see what you got, mate. Do you have daggers? Cause that's what I'm interested in.
Why my strike? It's why my
He can only upgrade. I don't have required materials.
if your weapon ever dulls, come back to me. These weapons are forged.
Yeah. I just don't like when you have cheap tracking and they have a lot of it. But it's a good combat system. I agree there. Surprisingly well made.
They didn't just
Precise too, from what I remember.
If only
Some of the bosses were really good in that game. Yeah, the moment you're right about that, yeah. I think that the video that I've made was talking mainly about the tracking and how enemies would, when preparing and when doing a simple attack, they would rotate so much and catch you just at the last frame, because they never stopped turning and tracking you during the attack. And that pissed me off in the game so much. I fucking hate that. If you go for a heavy style combat, then there's no such thing as they track you throughout the whole dodge movement or throughout your whole movement if you're trying to get to their back. It should never happen in a game like that. Period. It creates cheapness in combat and it makes combat play worse, because it removes the effect of movement, and whenever you remove the effect of movement, then it removes tactical element of fighting. When you want to play like that, when you want to go to the side and try to play with angles, because angles are important in From Software games. You can play with angles, which is really cool. One of the first games where I've noticed that really impressed me was Taken 3. Yeah, it's a fighting game, I know, but it's one of the first games. And Bushido Blade, yeah, Bushido Blade I think was the first one where I've really noticed it. But in Taken 3, I think Taken 3 was the first one that really started to utilize those angles through movement. You move to the side a little bit to make the enemy miss. It was really a special thing to do, and I really love that in games when they, especially with heavy combat, because it works in heavy combat. In floaty combat it doesn't matter. In combat like Batman Arkham series, I love that combat, by the way. In old Assassin's Creeds also I love that combat. New Assassin's Creed combat sucks. At least for the ones I played, the Origins, and I've seen the Odyssey, that combat sucks. And what else did I see? Crimson Desert, yeah. That floaty type of combat doesn't need angles. It's fine without angles because it's a floaty type combat. It's completely different. Or something like Devil May Cry, which is more of a combo based game, not heavy movement based game, except it's airborne based more than it's movement on the ground based. Oh, Monster Hunter Wilds. I don't play Monster Hunter, but I've heard that Monster Hunter Wilds was shite. It was on PC broken as fuck. And Capcom, as usual, did not care. Fucking Capcom, man. That studio has the potential to create such incredible games, but they always go for the how would I put it? Least amount of effort possible. Look at Dragon's Dogma 2. Dragon's Dogma 2 could have been an incredible game. An incredible game. Instead, it's a mediocrity. Why? Because of many reasons. I did a review, extensive review on Dragon's Dogma 2. The best part of the game was the actual ending, the true ending that is the Dragon's Dogma 2. I mean, the fucking nerve to create Dragon's Dogma 1 remaster, not remaster, but a remake with Dragon's Dogma 2, and then put it a fucking true ending, and then call that Dragon's Dogma 2. I mean, the fucking nerve of those cunts. It's unbelievable, man. Gothic remake could have been one of the best games of the last, I don't know, 2 or 3 decades, if they improved the gameplay significantly. It truly could have been. But they decided to not do it. They decided to I guess, respect the original efforts of Piranha Bytes, a company that couldn't create even decent combat in any of their games, even decent gameplay. That's one of the things that they just can't do.
Insisted on staying until the end.
I mean, developers need to start thinking about making their games the best that they can be.
Make a request of you. Due to the
Leave that ego, because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has an idea that's not good enough. I've made a mistake now that I've did early review of Forsaken Realms, and I said the game uses Unreal Engine 5. It doesn't. It uses Unreal Engine 4. It's a mistake. I've acknowledged it in the comments, and I said my bad. Sorry for that. But it did have the same problems as Unreal Engine 5. We all make mistakes. That's my problem. That's my point. Everyone's vision has flaws in it, or maybe some visions cannot be implemented in a way that it would be beneficial for the game. For example, I would say, I know a lot of people will disagree with me, and that's fine. In Neo, the whole Diablo-esque portion of the game for me is negative to the game. Some people love specifically that part. What I love is the combat and how it's done. And I think that Diablo-esque type attribute focus things make Neo a worse game, because it starts to remove the effects of normal movesets that you could have used in the first playthrough, where they had some effect, like creating angles, for example. Later on, all of that becomes pointless because you just want to go for the fastest way of DPSing the boss till they drop dead. Or they will DPS you fast because they just crank up the damage to insanity. And that's because the attributes.
So why did they choose?
That's because of the Diablo-esque system in the game. And I will always remain that Neo should never have had that Diablo-esque type progression, focus on loot, and cheap repetition through the difficulties, which is some of the worst that I've seen in gaming. But that's me. That's what I think. I think they should have just focused on something else. But then they tried to create something else in Ronin, and my god, was that horseshit of a game. Even combat wasn't good anymore. I mean, in Team Ninja standards, maybe in someone else's standards, when you compare it to an indie games, it was still great. But in Team Ninja standards and what they've done over the years, it just was, fuck me, what the hell are you doing? Yeah, Sekiro suffers a bit from the heavy tracking, but as you said, it's a parry-focused game. Parry-focused games do have that problem, and they need to have a little bit of tracking in it like that. But Sekiro is specifically so heavily focused on parrying. Other games are not as focused as Sekiro on parrying. The Dragon's Dogma 2 could be Capcom's Elden Ring. True, true. What's your impression of this game so far? Worth a buy? I will never say if the game is worth a buy to you. I don't know you. I don't know your preferences. I don't know what you like. I don't know how much money you're willing to shell for a game of certain quality. I can only say how the game is. And currently I cannot even say that because I haven't played the game long enough. So far what I'm seeing is quite solid. There are some not that great things. But overall, nothing that would that I would say, oh, this. Okay, the only thing that's, oh, whoa, what the fuck is this? These are new enemies. The only thing that I would say is bad about the game are graphics currently, but this is a preview version, so this is not a full version. Thankfully, so I think they will fix that. Oh wow, that was a nice timing. And what do I get from this? I got some kind of a crystal. Not sure what that crystal is. Okay. I know I'm playing slowly, but I specifically want to play new games slowly because I want to experience everything that the game has to offer. Every little thing. How enemies move, how they attack. See, this is horseshit. I fucking hate jumping tracking, mid-air fucking tracking attacks. That pisses me off the most. When someone jumps in mid-air and you dodge and they fucking turn in mid-air and then get you. Just because of the parameter, nothing else. While you made the movement that should invalidate their attack. Okay, that was definitely some kind of a perfect block. I haven't really read the tutorial, so obviously perfect block exists. Perfect dodge, I haven't seen that yet. Maybe I haven't really done it done it correctly. Yeah, okay, so they break a lot, enemies, which is a good thing. We can utilize that to our advantage. And it makes combat a lot more interesting when we can do that. I love when we have an option to break enemies. That's what I loved about Neo, playing with stamina of enemies. It was such a satisfying thing to do. When you had those dojo missions and you would block the enemy and then kick them and then do so much stamina damage that they would just, you would be able to use that finishing. Neo had some of the best finishing animations that I've seen so far in gaming, because they use, in my opinion, they use them in a perfect way. They use them fast, so it doesn't kill the rhythm of combat, so that you're fucking slicing someone with a predefined animation for 3 or 4 seconds, which destroys the rhythm of combat. And it's so fast, and yet it's impactful, because you can see the stab, you can see that you did something. I really respect that a lot about Neo, how they've done that. I'm surprised that I haven't found any weapons as of yet. Any new weapons. I mean, I love the sword and shield, it works really great. But I would really like to try a different playstyle. I haven't seen also the critical attack animations. We can't really use... we can't use... stealth in any way, from what I've figured so far. Maybe I just haven't really done it well enough. Let's try. I'll try to move slowly, which looks incredibly idiotic. It looks like I'm running in place. Oh my god, this is bad. This is bad. Doing the moonwalk, are we there? They need to add the walk-in animation because this is this is silly. I'm sneaking, by the way, if you haven't noticed. Yeah, there's no stealth. Combat is quite satisfying here. I don't know why, but hit feedback seems much better than a lot of the other Eastern games that I played. Considering that I'm constantly mentioning their specific way of dealing with hit feedback. Or lack of. Oh, I enjoyed the Neo games as well to a certain extent. But then I didn't anymore. They become too grindy and too repetitive. And too cheesy and cheap. Fucking playing inventory manager. A dream of every gamer to fucking have an inventory manager in a game. Goddamn stupidity. Pisses me off, man, that the games like that suffer from... Well, that's the Diablo-esque part of the game. It just fucking have to... 20 minutes disassembling bullshit. Taking me away from the best part of the game, which is combat. That I can't play because I need to disassemble and work on fucking upgrading weapons and bullshit like that. Oh, god damn it. Just let me play. And yet people won't bitch about that, but they will bitch when there's a fucking cutscene with Kratos and little bastard Atreus talking, and they have so many unique interactions throughout the game. But then people will bitch about that, but they won't bitch when they need to do an inventory management in a game. I mean, to me that's fucking insanity. But alright. What was I was trying to find an item. Forgot the relic fragment. Okay, these are materials, event item. It opens the door in silence. Only after the bite does one realize what was lost. Yeah, I don't know what I've received. I got some kind of an item. I don't know what it is. Can't find it anywhere. Alright, where were we? They say there is about 80 bosses in this game. Nice. Some progression, or I think we're gonna make a 10-minute break. We're back in 10 minutes. I've just realized that there's a map in this game that can make things a lot more, a lot easier. And you can fast travel as well. All right, what are the things that in search of the truth? What is this? I don't know what this is. All right. In search of the truth. Let's go for that. I want to test another boss in this during this stream. I want to try to beat another boss just to see how it works. Oh shit. Okay. See, this dodge is bothering me a lot. Okay, cool. The reason why it's bothering me is because it seems like dodge is used exclusively to get away from the enemy. No matter in which direction you choose to dodge, the distance of the dodge is going to make it so that you are trying to run away from the enemy. But I'm trying to stay close to the enemy to make the strike when they cannot get to me. I'm trying to get behind the enemy. Not behind, but to the side just enough to be able to...
Through the door crack.
to continue the attack. And the problem is, if I dodge to the side like this, I can't attack them. Oh, this is a nasty case of attack tracking. When enemies jump, it goes to shit. It's on display in the worst possible way. Such a shame, because it's on the ground, it's fine. So the problem is when I dodge to the side and I dodge far, I dodge for too much. I can't get back into the fight that easy. Then I have to use the charge, not the charge attack, but the running attack. And using the running attack means that I will have to use a long frame attack. And using the long frame attack is going to make me open to easy counters. Yeah, they need to sort out the mid-air attack tracking, because that's ridiculous. It's a shame because ground version is fantastic so far from what I've seen. Oh. Whoa. Damn. Yeah, I would also agree with that. That field of view is not the best. I think the camera is a little bit too close to back. Maybe they will add that in the full version, that we can adjust the FOV slider or the closeness of camera. Alright, these enemies are a little bit tougher, and I still don't have a way to upgrade the weapons. So let's see this. I gotta give back something to Willem in search of the truth. Ah, okay, so that was it, actually. That was the goal. And now the minimap goes away.
Oh, you found it. Thank you. Please, I wish you a safe journey.
Now we got some gold. All right. That village had interesting enemies, but the problem was the tracking during the air attacks. It was quite obviously too much in terms of tracking. Makes for a far worse fight. And the enemies don't seem to have a way of dealing with the simple combo that we are doing, which is strange. You can just basically spam the full combo on them, and I think that's a mistake. What I would have done in this case is, okay, you are basically breaking their poise with the attack, which is fine. But what I would have done is make the combo far shorter and more damaging. So that, for example, we use 2 or 3 strikes maximum. And do it as quickly as possible, some sort of a combo, right? Instead of them just standing there getting hit 6 times. I think that's kind of over the top a little bit. Doesn't really fit the rhythm of the game, in my opinion.
Every night I...
See, they can't do anything. But I'm digging combat more and more, and that's also without the skills. We'll see how the combat works when we get to the skills and when we can combine skills through simple combos, switch the combat rhythm and dynamics in that way. That's when we'll have the full idea of what this combat system can offer. The basics are fine for the most part, much better than most Souls-likes. Especially in terms of enemy design. How am I playing? With gamepad, if you mean that. On PC with gamepad. Is this another boss? Okay, yeah. Oh, what? This isn't the demo, this is the preview version that the content creators got. It's not a full version, I think. So where's that boss? Yeah, it's not the full version because it says 1 out of 15 bosses defeated. Yeah, it's a shame. I don't know when we'll get the full version. I'm hoping it's gonna come soon. So I gotta find where the boss is. Can't seem to recall. Oh, I think it's here. Hello, Deimos. Didn't hear of this game. It seems solid so far, but it's too early to tell. It's sort of a Souls-like, but with a little bit of the Eastern style, like Dynasty Warriors or I don't know. Why doesn't any game that uses combat now come to mind when it comes to Eastern style? A little bit like it's Souls-like, basically. Souls-like, but a little bit different combat. Uses the basic things like Souls, but it uses it... Oh, you'll see. You'll see. Oh, he's burning. That's nice. Shit. Yeah, 31st July is release day. I don't know why we haven't been given the full game yet, or maybe we have. I don't know. What's the deal? Let's try to beat this boss. This one does a lot of damage. Kills me way too fast. Not a fan of that. Yeah, I like the combat so far a lot. But I fucking despise that rushing attack. Jesus Christ, how they fucked up with that attack. In a game that plays relatively fast for a Souls, like they do a rushing attack where dude jumps, spins in the air for whatever the fuck the reason would be, and then decides to attack. Fucking spinny shit. Forget the spinny shit, mate. Just hit the target. Managing stamina in this game is quite different. Yeah, I haven't gotten the skills yet, so I'm intrigued to see what skills can do in this game. I like the combat system already. When you don't have the good basics, skill usage won't save the game. Especially in Souls-likes. In Souls-likes, good fundamental basis is everything. I could care less about the skills, to be honest. Oof, a bit too much tracking on that one. Damn, this guy is tough. Oh, come on. I hate couple hits death. Let us play, let us fight. We don't need to die after every couple of hits. At least in this game, bosses are not some uber large dragons or some shit. Seem to be quite fair in terms of size comparison to when it comes to comparing it to the main character. Ne mogu sad, šta god pričaš, ne čujem. For fuck's... Sorry about that. Have you obtained the blood pill consumable? That gives you some extra strength for boss fights. That's fine, mate. I don't care about that. I like to fight bosses without any help. Would like to still see you play Neo 3. Yeah, that won't happen, mate. I'm done with Neo and Team Ninja. I have no interest in their games anymore. Now, piss off. Why not? Problem is, in this game, when you pull up the block button, the dodge doesn't work anymore. So you can't really do that. I'd like to do that in other Souls-likes. So by not being able to do that, which is fine, it's the choice of the developer. I just gotta get used to it. Nothing wrong with them disabling that option. Oh, how did you track me there? I mean, bollocks. Yeah, damage-wise, maybe because I can't upgrade anything yet, but I didn't really explore the world that much. It's not that there is that much to explore. There's much more punishing bosses than this one. It's fine, I haven't really gotten used to the game yet, so of course I'm gonna die a lot. It takes a bit for me to get used to a new game. I'm always prepared to die a lot. I'm alright with that. I don't care about the death count, I don't give a shit. I enjoy playing against bosses to see what they can do. If they are done well. Problem is that this is a preview version of the game, so this is limited items, limited everything. It seems to me. So I think the full version is going to get easier than this. It usually works like that. What the hell did damage me now? For fuck's sake. But the damage that he does is quite high. I don't like that. Could be due to lack of upgrades, I'm not sure. I always forget that I can't dodge and block. Oh, come on, fucking drink that bullshit. Oh, come on, 2 times in a row. Fucking cheesy bastard. No, I haven't done. No. I haven't got the X yet. I haven't gotten anything yet. I don't know why. Maybe I just haven't found it. I don't know if it's maybe not available yet. Not sure. It's possible to change difficulty. No, not that I've seen. Oh, fucking hate that attack. Always gets me with that one. Maybe I can get him to run into the wall or something. Again, the cheap ass fucking attack. Yeah, it's just the tracking of that attack and the timing really makes it difficult to avoid. I know it seems easy as hell, but he uses that, he activates that attack willy-nilly in the middle of my combo. And see, he always does that bullshit. That's the only thing he's got. Again. That's the only attack he gets me with, every time. Again. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that was a useful item. Nice. Oh, so I missed it then. Thanks, Chris. Alright, lads, thanks for watching. Great chat, by the way. I really like how this stream was going. Really great chat. Really enjoy when people are in the chat asking, communicating. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I really did. It was a long time since I've streamed, so I'm kind of rusty. But I'll be streaming this game a lot more these days, so be prepared for that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night.